What's going on YouTube? It's your buddy Will from the What's Up in the Sky 37 channel, online at www.whatsupinsthesky.com, where we have an awesome forum, awesome articles out there. I could not say enough about the forum moderators. They are always putting new space news out there. People share their anomalies, and what's neat about that, all you have to do is sign up. You can read all the stuff and you don't have to sign up, but if you want to talk in the forum and get a couple extra features on there, you sign up. It's free, and you can sit there and add your own anomalies you're finding. A lot of people I found over these last 3 years are looking for their own, and I am excited about Ceres. This is the one planet, well, the dwarf planet that I have just, the Dawn mission that I have been just excited about. Ever since they saw these bright lights, it just fascinated me. And what you're looking at is a composite here. This is from the way back spot, but it's color, and it's false color how they give it to us. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at a couple things. We're going to look at this. We're going to look at the latest and greatest picture of the Lonely Mountain, which is anything but a lonely mountain. Our old picture that we found out here, this is a new angle on that, and once again we'll look at that mountain up close a little bit more. Look at that. Now these are from a little bit higher up, but still just gorgeous. Now I want to show you first off, right off the bat, what NASA put out with these colors. So I can read this to you or not. This movie shows dwarf planet Ceres in false color. Scientists use false color to examine differences in the surface material. The color blue is generally associated with bright material found in more than 130 locations. It seems to be that consistent with the salts, such as sulfates. It is likely that the silicate materials are also present. Now, if you read that very closely, they say the color blue is generally associated with the bright material. They have no idea, just like we don't. Their speculation, their guess is as good as ours. So they're not really they've kind of put it out there as it's salt, it's salt, it's salt. I had somebody on Facebook today, oh, it's nothing but salt. Their guess is as good as ours. So here's the video they stuck out. Let's take a look at this real quick. It's pretty neat. And remember, this was taken from a distance of 2,700 miles as the spacecraft was coming in, and it was using the framing camera. Pretty neat. Now here's the flyover of the Occator crater, and they're using the same, false color scheme. And this once again was a 2,700 mile one. So look at that. Imagine being able to fly over that on just, a spaceship, something. It's pretty amazing. So there's the credit from NASA. Now here's where we got these images from. These are basically, here we go. I'm going to link all these in there, so don't worry. I'm going to put this link up here so you can come get these yourself. There's the video and the crater picture I got. Here's the one down here. Here's the one that has the latest picture of the Lonely Mountain, or the Ahuna Mons that they've renamed it, which has specific meaning to it too. If you want to look into the actual like the symbolical meaning of it, it is very interesting. And I won't get into it here because I try and keep it a little bit more space oriented. But check this picture out. It's just gorgeous, like I said. And I know this is basically this isn't science the way they did this one, but their Hamo shots. Here we go. These are, and I don't know if we want to look at this one first and then go, let's look at this one first and then go to the mountains. We noticed this probably around the second or third orbit, which was, way up there, 2,000 miles. We're talking like 2,000 and then 1,500. Now we're down around 1915 when they caught this, miles above the surface. And the next one's going to be 240. So Very interested in finding out what's going on here. Once again, they're trying to say that the dark or the bright spots are actual salt. This isn't the Occator crater, so we're not sure, what actually caused this. But there's an awful lot of geometry. Check down here at the bottom. There's a 90-degree piece in it. Over here, this comes up off the ground and it leaves a really long shadow, bigger than these craters down here do. So it's almost like we've got a real tall wall here and another tall piece here. And it's coming down, this comes up pretty tall and just kind of comes down. This is where the sun's actually hitting it right now, so you're getting that real bright color from whatever it is. Why couldn't it be quartz? Why couldn't it be some illuminating material? When I look at this planet, well, the dwarf planet, I just, especially when we look at the Lonely Mountain, it screams intelligent design. And when I first started my videos, I started thinking to myself that maybe life is the constant. Maybe it's, maybe it can evolve anywhere in it just doesn't have to be um, Earth-like, or doesn't have to be. We anywhere we go on Earth to the extremes, the cold, the hot, we find life. We find bacterias. We find all sorts of viruses. Maybe, just maybe, that life is the constant out there, and we've kind of been brainwashed the other way around through schooling and everything. Until we actually find it, we won't find it. But some interesting geometry up in here, and I will go ahead. This picture will be on the website at the article at whatsupinthesky.com after this. I always say go after you watch a video. If you put the time in to watch this long into a video, go check out the enhanced video, the actual enhanced images, because I basically I really tighten them up and I bring them in as tight as I can and I sharpen them up for you. I do the best that I can. So check this one out. It's going to have, especially going to have this piece down here on it. And let's go ahead and take a look at the first two and then the third one that we have here. Now this was from the 915 shot when we really got a good look at it. When NASA first came out with this Ahuna Mons, they're calling it now. It was called the Lonely Mountain. And NASA called it a pyramid, which a pyramid and bright lights. That was the actual um, the headlines. Pyramid and bright lights found on Ceres. Okay, now tell me that's not. Now the next day I go to the website and NASA has taken down from their website the actual mission from the missions page. And if you ever been to the website, it's um, let's see, nasa.gov. I'll show you exactly what it is. It's for one of the most in your face pieces of coming down, you would think that it would stay on the mission thing. Well, New Horizons was there, International Space Station, Curiosity, Mars, all these were there. The day after these bright lights came out and the Lonely Mountain, it disappeared. So now you have to go to all missions, then you got to go find Dawn. And the normal person that would just be browsing to find this information wouldn't go this far most likely to find this. So they've kind of buried it, if you ask me. And they buried it at the time where you think you would want to have it front and center. I mean, I would want to have it front and center. That's how I would see it, especially since I mean, we just found bright lights and what looks like a pyramid on Mars, or not Mars, that's how you say Mars, on Ceres. So here's when we finally started the spacecraft. It's an ion propulsion. It takes a while as it's slowly going around the planet to come down, and it brought itself down to the 915, and boy was this cool. Look, we saw all this, let's see, all this geometry in it. You see these coming down, cascading down, and there's no crater. There's no like. This is why I think this could be something like a flying city. And I see what I see. You see what you see. A flying city or something that was built there. Maybe to house a lot of people. I mean, we're talking 12 miles, 2 to 5 miles. I think it was 2 or 3, like up in the air. You've got at the top what seems to look like a big circle sphere radio dish that is in every single picture you're going to see. Um, these are kind of evenly spaced, but even though they're spaced, look at the bracing on them. This side's got bracing. Um, it's just amazing. To me, it is at least. Up here, you've got some pretty strange pieces, like tubing type stuff on the top of it. And granted, we're still pretty far away. So, you know, we're still speculating, of course, but as the next one came in, it was a different angle. I said, all right, well, this will give us the a good look at this side. As you can see, the piece here and here, these two craters are over here. The sun's in a different spot, but you still see that bright white spot right there. Once again, this bright white stuff is all over the top of this as well, too. Here, once again, is that what looks like a big. You, you ever, if you've ever watched some of those conspiracy videos or seen pictures from data, well, if you got a local TV station, some of these are like they're spheres and they're antennas for radar, for they're not your typical dish, and it looks just like that, and it has the actual shadow under it. See here, and under here it has it too, and it looks so it's up above it. Now here is the latest angle that came out. It looked like we're looking in the back door this time. You can see you can see everything just plain as day. Here's the crater. I should have spun it around a little bit, but I wanted you to get this perspective so you could see how we did. Uh, when I was on the Richard C. Hoagland show the last couple times, we went over a lot of these images, and it was amazing what we would find, what they would see in it, and what was I was seeing independently. You know, a lot of people think that, oh, you guys all go in there thinking the same things, and I don't. Richard thinks that this might have been a city that was flying that crashed. I tend to think that more it was built there for a reason to house people. The tubing is just part of a system that we all need to. We just think if you've got a whole bunch of people in an arcology, you're going to need sewage, you're going to need water, you need all sorts of things. And if technology was so far advanced that they could get to here or actually, evolve here, which I don't think happened because it just seems like such a, unless it was in another part of the solar system or moon of another area, which very well could be true. Because if you ever watched Thunderbolt theories, um, Thunderbolt Project, I really dig their videos. I think they're on to something when it comes with maybe the solar system looked totally different back then, but check it out. Here you can see the marks as it comes forward. You can even see where is it up here? The dome shaped object as well. It's all there. I can't wait until we drop down to the 215. So I just added this to it here, and hopefully we're going to have a whole nother one of these with 3 or 4 mirror images with it crystal clear. And then we can really say, okay, here's what this is. Well, speculate, because as always, we're not going to be able to say, okay, this is this until we put boots on the ground. And I might not happen in my time, but here's one thing else I wanted to show you on this one. Since it's at the angle, was the different azimuth, um, check out how this is like almost a platform with another one of those big spears on it. And it's very bright, just like you can see it, how bright it is up here, but you can't see the actual piece of it. Here again, bright, but you can't see the sphere on it. And if you go on over to the actual piece, there it is, plain as day. Shadow under it, sphere object, bright as can be. So, I mean, this is just one of those dwarf planets that are fascinating me, and the pictures are coming back great. It takes them a little bit to get here, And I'm not sure why this is situated next to this crater, unless there was something in there they needed to use to build it, or maybe they did land there. Maybe they did crash land. Like I said, I'm not sure. I wasn't there, but it looks intelligently built to me. You hear my cat's over here? He's starting to whine. He's like, I need attention. But also over here on this one, the zigzag lines I thought were kind of interesting. And the real interesting part about this is NASA called this a pyramid, not us. Then they switched it to Anomalies, and if you look into what that exactly means, it's got some esoterical meaning. I'm going to leave that for you guys. I think I said that. I've done this video twice now, maybe 3 times I've had to do it. But here's the third piece. I think we've already gone over this one again, but I just wanted to show you just in case. I've done this in an earlier one from a higher up level, and as we get down further, it gets cooler and cooler. There's this piece out in front that looks squared with another circular type object in it. Here in the back, this actually looks like a fairly big wall. We've got one of these up on our moon that look exactly like this. It it's not ejected. This isn't like something that's been ejected from a crater. This is definitely up in the air, and you can see the shadow there, as well as right here, so where the other ones don't. Anyways, guys, I haven't really looked around this one too much other than that. There's so much on here. On the website, if you go check out the forum, there's a lot more about Ceres. Like I said, my guys take this seriously, and it seems like more and more people are joining, and I love it because that's what I can't do all this. Like I said, I've got uh, a master bathroom that had mold in it. I've got to redo a whole master bedroom, paint it, do all sorts of stuff. And for people to come help us out, come over. We have so many groups now. Our reach is actually about 100,000 people right now, with the Mars Anomalies. When we go into Facebook, there's Mars Moon Space. If the whole United family of anomaly hunters has that kind of reach. So it's interesting if you, like I said, if you've got something, you found something, you can email me at will@willfarrar.net, or come join the website. It's easy to upload stuff. You're going to find yourself on there all nonstop. There's about probably 500 old articles on there you're going to you could get lost in. I notice sometimes people just are on there half the day and they get lost on it. So let me go ahead and do this, and I'm going to leave it. Let's look at these beautiful blue colors. Look at that. And I want to play that one more time for you as we get out of here. And we don't have to read their wonderful text where they say that, basically it's consistent, but they don't know. Beautiful. Now we know this is CGI. It's been put together by pictures. It's been put together with mapping data and stuff like that. So it's not an actual picture. So please don't email and say, "Oh, we're not there. We can't get there. We can't get past the dome ceiling." And if that's what you can believe what you want to believe. But like I said, this is one of the most interesting things of 2015 for me. Surely going to go into my best of 2015 videos. Pretty cool. I think I had one more. Did I have one more from the Occator crater? Um, that showed. I didn't. I didn't. There's one more after that, but we'll get to that on another time because there's so many of these to do. We're waiting for the 2000 or the 215, and when it gets here, I'll be the first to put it out. Like I said, wintertime is usually the time that I'm going to have some time to get some extra videos done. A whole lot of plans with some other people. We're going to start collaborating. We're going to start asking you for help too. We need to get this stuff out. We don't just do it. Like I said, this stuff has to hit the mainstream. It can't be like my old coffin on Mars. It can't be the rodents on Mars. It's got to be and the Pluto stuff. The Pluto stuff is almost undeniably there was a civilization there one time. Whether Pluto hung where it was now, or if it was somewhere else in our solar system at the time. The research I've looked into it, and the great work that the Keith Laney's done, Bob Anderson, it's just amazing some of the stuff that's on Pluto, and I can't wait to get into another video with that. I still have the water video coming up that's going to show that Curiosity rover not only has seen water once, but it's seen it over probably 15 times and didn't even shoot the laser at it, which would not have contaminated it. And we are now competing with Fluffer, so that's my cue. I'll let you guys go. Much love to you. Sorry for the lack of videos. I say this every time, but they're coming. I showed you my new crib. It's like I feel much more comfortable in here. It's cleaned up. And as I work on the other side of the house, it gives me a little bit of time away from it. So, all right, guys, much love. Fluffer, come on. I'm doing a video. He decides to hump the blanket now. All right, love you guys. Take it easy.